Welcome back to Virtual Reality. My name is Thomas and you're watching VoodooDE VR. Today I have a VR buying guide. So I will help you with the decision which of these three headsets you should buy. The Valve Index, the Reverb G2 or the Oculus Quest 2. So I will compare the headsets in all the points. I will tell you advantages and disadvantages and who should buy the headsets. Which headset is for which kind of players. Also, I will show you the price and where to get it. You can find everything about VR and AR on this channel thanks to my sponsors, Woodgo's VR, Oppermann Events, Peter Wasmer, Andi de Velser, VR Ambassador, Virtual Escape and Adams Group. Let's have some fun with the video and let's go!
VoodooDE.
Okay, then let's compare first the three headsets. Let's check out every single topic. Let's start with the comfort. For the Oculus Quest 2, I would say it's only comfortable when you buy the additional Elite strap. The standard strap is really cheap. It's not really comfortable. So please buy the Elite strap. For the Reverb G2 and the Valve Index, they are both very comfortable with the standard strap. It's absolutely great. The weight is spread over your head and that's awesome. For the weight, the Oculus Quest 2 is 503 grams, but as I said, I recommend the Elite strap, so this is additional 173. So you get a result of 676 grams for the Oculus Quest 2. The Reverb G2 is the lightest with 616 grams and the Valve Index the heaviest one with 788, but that doesn't mean this is the most uncomfortable one. So for the setup, of course, the Oculus Quest 2 is the easiest to set up. Just switch it on, then connect it to your app, to your Facebook account, and then just play. It's so easy, really. For the Reverb G2, it's a little bit more effort. So you have to connect DisplayPort and USB-C and a power adapter to your Windows PC, open the mixed reality portal, and then you are good to go. For the Valve Index, this is most complicated, I would say. So you get two base stations. You have to mount them on the wall or on a tripod, and then you have to calibrate your room scale area. So this is most work, but everything is still possible. For the display, there, of course, the HP Reverb G2 is on first place with a LC display of 2160 by 2160 per eye at 90 Hz. It's a really high resolution. You don't see the screen door effect. That's really awesome. Followed by the Oculus Quest 2 with an LC display of 1832 by 1920 at 75 or 90 Hz, depends on the game support. You still see the screen door effect with the Oculus Quest 2 as well as with the Valve Index. You have an LC display with 1440 by 1600 with up to 144 Hz. So if you want the smoothest picture, go for the Valve Index because it has the highest Hertz. God rays, that means if you there are some light rays, mostly in scenes with black background and white text. And there the Quest 2 and the Reverb G2 do that very good. There are nearly no God ray effects, but with the Valve Index you have big and God rays that are really disturbing in some scenes here. The field of view, attention guys, this is very individual. It depends on your head shape, on the eye distance and how far the eyes inside your head. And so the values I will tell you are my values. For me, the HP Reverb G2 has the smallest field of view with 94 vertical and 78 horizontal, followed by the Oculus Quest 2 with 108 vertical and 88 horizontal. And of course, this is the same for everybody. The Valve Index has the biggest field of view. My values are 114 vertical and 104 horizontal. Please note, it could even be that if you have the same IPD like me, that's 59.5 or 60, you could see that the Oculus Quest 2 has a smaller field of view than the Reverb G2, because perhaps your eyes are more outside of your head than with my, or your head shape is different. This is so individual. So these are my values. However, the field of view of the Valve Index is the biggest, of course. For the sweet spot, this is no decision to buy anything or not, because the sweet spot is, for me, it's good for all the three headsets. For me, even perhaps the Reverb G2 does the best thing here with the sweet spot, but this is no buy decision for any of these headsets. For the controller, oh yeah, there's a huge difference. Of course, on first place is the Valve Index with the Index controllers. They are absolutely great, the best controllers you can have in VR. They have completely hand tracking, that means every finger is completely tracked. They have rubber surface on the thumbsticks, that means it has good grip, and the integrated battery that is rechargeable has a lot of battery life for days and days. Followed by the Oculus Quest 2, the controllers are also very comfortable. They have also rubber surface on the thumbsticks, and they have capacitive touch buttons. That means they even know when you only touch the buttons. That means you can do gestures in VR and stuff. And the 1 AA battery battery life is even for days. It's no problem. Then the headset with the worst controllers is, of course, the HP Reverb G2. They have really bulky controllers. They look cheap. They feel cheap. There's no rubber surface on the thumbsticks, so it's a little bit glitchy there. No capacitive ability, so they don't know which buttons are touched or not. And they have per controller 2 AA batteries that only lasts for 6 hours. So of course the Reverb G2 is on last place here. Compatibility with games. Of course the Oculus Quest 2 is on first place here, because with the Quest 2 you can play the exclusive standalone games and the Oculus games and Steam VR. For the Reverb G2 and the Valve Index, you can only play with Steam VR and Revive Oculus, so you can play Oculus games via a small hack that works on both. And of course, you can also play on Viveport with all the three headsets. For the tracking, there is a really huge difference. Far on first place by far is the Valve Index, because it has the lighthouse tracking, the most complicated setup, I would say, but then you have the very, very accurate lighthouse tracking. The controller tracking and headset tracking works everywhere. Doesn't depend if your controllers are behind your back or on the ground or in front of each other, in front of the headset. They are tracked everywhere and very precise. So if you want to play shooters with high precision, this is the way you go, of course. Then on second place is the Oculus Quest 2 with the touch controllers. They cannot be tracked behind your back, because it's the tracking is with the cameras, with the integrated cameras. All in all, it works pretty good, even if you hold it in front of each other and closer to your head. And it's the second place. The last place and the worst tracking is with the HP Reverb G2. They have bigger problems. The controllers are not tracked in front of your chest here. They are not tracked over your head and also not behind your back. And if you hold them in front of each other, so if you want to play precision shooter, this will not work very good. So on last place is the G2 and on first place the Valve Index. For performance, you can already guess the Reverb G2, because of the high resolution, needs a strong PC. I would not recommend to have less than RTX 2080 or 6700K CPU. You really need a high performance for that. So if you want to play like games like DCS World or Project Cars 2 or 3, then please note you need a very, very high performance. For the Quest 2, of course, the standalone always works without problems. But if you want to connect it via Oculus Link to your PC, it has a little bit overhead. So you need, I would say, a RTX 1080 for that. Also with the Valve Index, it has a better SteamVR and PC integration. So there you will need the lowest PC for the Valve Index, but I still recommend a 1080 here. So buy a strong PC for the Reverb G2. IPD adjustment. On the last place is the Oculus Quest 2 because it has a manual IPD in 3 steps. You have to move the lenses, that's crazy. So the first step is 58, the second is 63, and the third is 68 millimeters. So this is not good. On the second place is the HP Reverb G2. It has an IPD slider. You can choose stepless between 60 to 68 millimeters. And on first place, the Valve Index it also has IPD slider with no steps, and you can choose between 58 and 70 millimeters. So there the IPD adjustment is best for the Valve Index. For people wearing glasses, all 3 headsets are no problem. You can wear the glasses under the headset, and with the Valve Index you even have a button to adjust the space between your eyes and the lenses, so you can even wear bigger glasses. The connections, the Oculus Quest 2 has an audio jack integrated as well as USB-C port. With that you can charge or data transfer or Oculus Link. For the Reverb G2 has absolutely no connections, not even an audio jack, so you cannot connect your own headphones, but the integrated sound is good anyway. And the Valve Index has audio jack and integrated USB connectors. The sound, of course, the Oculus Quest 2 has not a good sound because there are only 2 slots where the sound comes out. This cannot be high quality, of course, and the other 2, the Reverb G2 and the Valve Index, have really, really good and clear sound. That's awesome. The microphone, here the Reverb G2 is on last place because it has a really, really bad microphone. Don't use it when you want to record stuff or want to play multiplayer games. The Quest 2 has a pretty good microphone, and the best microphone is with the Valve Index. When it comes to mobility, of course, the Oculus Quest 2 wins here because you can just take it everywhere. There's no need for a PC, no need for a console, as long as you don't want to play with Oculus Link. You can bring it to friends and just set it up and it works. For the Reverb G2, it's pretty easy as well, but you need a PC, of course. Unplug the DisplayPort, USB and power, and take it with you and plug it in another PC. That's pretty good. For the Valve Index, it's not really mobile because you have to dismount the base stations and mount it everywhere. You have to bring all the stuff with you, and that's of course not something if you want to visit your friends with the headset. Let's talk about the price. So it's really, really a huge difference. The Quest 2 costs $299, and that's really a huge advantage over all the other headsets. It's really huge. I think the Elite strap costs $59 or what. So all in all you are at $358 or whatever, and that's really the cheapest one. And followed by the HP Reverb G2, I think it's $599. It's not available all the time, and they don't show the price. It depends on where you buy it. It's in Germany it's like a 700 euro, and I think it's $599. It's in the middle field of the prices, and the Valve Index is 1,079 euro, and that's of course the highest price here with a high-end headset, of course. So that's it so far. I will show you the advantages and disadvantages of all the headsets now in the conclusion. So for the Oculus Quest 2, advantages are of course that it is a standalone headset. You can bring it everywhere. It's an all-round headset. You can play nearly every game pretty good with it. The setup is very easy and you can bring it everywhere. It's very, very mobile. Disadvantages are the bad sound, the IPD only in 3 steps, and the tracking behind the back. So let's talk about the Reverb G2. Advantages of the Reverb G2 is the very high resolution display with nearly no screen door effect. It's very comfortable, it has a very good sound, and the disadvantages are the bad tracking, the small field of view. Please note this is individual. For me it has a bad field of view, and the bad performance. For the Valve Index, advantages are the very big field of view. It has definitely the biggest field of view of all the 3 headsets. It has definitely the best tracking of all the headsets with the Lighthouse tracking. It's very comfortable, it has a good sound, and you can play all the stuff with it, even the high precision shooters, simulations and everything else. The disadvantages of this headset is the God rays, so the light rays that come when you see black background and white text, and the price. It's the most expensive headset here. So who should buy the headsets now? For the Oculus Quest 2, it's really good for beginners. So if you just want to see VR for the first time, it's so easy to set up and to use. You can bring it everywhere, you can show it to your friends. Take the Oculus Quest 2, it's really easy. And of course, if you need to save money, then the Oculus Quest 2 is for you. It's very cheap price, but you can also use it for people that want to play simulations and all the other games. That's an all-round headset. Then who should buy the HP Reverb G2? Of course, people that want to play simulations. And for me, I think nobody else should buy it because the bad tracking. So if you want to play shooters or stuff, or climbing games, it's not good for you. But for the simulations, when you have to see the cockpit buttons and stuff, the Reverb G2 is very good. So if you want to play flight simulations or racing simulations, then go for the HP Reverb G2. With the Valve Index, of course, this is the highest price. That means you can play everything with it very good. That means if you want to play precise games like precision shooters, sniper games or stuff, and if you love to have a big field of view to see more of the VR world, then of course go for the Valve Index. All in all, it's the best all-round headset and of course the most expensive one. So where can you buy all these headsets? The Oculus Quest 2, you can buy it from Oculus directly. You can find a link in the description below. That would be awesome if you use that. Then the HP Reverb G2, you can also buy it on the HP website, but it leads to another page where you can buy it then. And the Valve Index is only available on Steam. So log onto your Steam shop and then you can buy the headset. So guys, if you want to support me to see even more cool reviews about the coolest VR and AR stuff, only $1 per month, only $1 on Patreon or YouTube membership, and then you can support me and see behind the scenes videos of my studio and my life and stuff. I think that should be interesting for you, and then you can support me. You can find the link in the description below to Patreon and in the first pinned comment. And if you want to support me here, just go on get a membership here on the video page, and then you can get all the behind the scenes videos. That would be really awesome. So guys, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and see you next time in virtual reality. See ya!
VoodooDE